We want you to embrace the hard things, embrace the questions, and as part of the alchemy, right? This part of the transformation. It's so great. I think you'd really like.
Oh, girl, I'm going home and doing this tonight. I'm skipping dinner.
Raina's like, I gave up working out. I'm doing spells now.
Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
First day of fall, bitches.
It is a crisp 69 degrees outside.
God, it feels good. God, I love fall. Fuck. Having such a great day.
We're both wearing sweatshirts. You look cute.
You do. Oh, we really had a moment when you came over. I was like, you look cute. You look cute.
I feel like we're in our like you're in the GGE merch, which I don't own, and I'm in the Adidas merch,
and
which
you're in
I own.
Adidas.
Too much of
will never sponsor us. We can't hype them enough.
That's all I wear.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp Therapy Online. For 10% off your first month, go to betterhelp.com/GGE. So we all carry around different stressors, big and small, throughout life. And when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us really negatively. And therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. And sometimes we can have journals and self-talk and friends and family to help us, but it is really, really helpful to talk to a therapist outside of that, and they can empower you to be a better version of yourself and set boundaries and work through whatever is going on with you personally, professionally, in your love life, with friends. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So you'll just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. I absolutely love what they're doing, and they make it so simple. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GGE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GGE.
We got a great episode for you guys today. We have a fan favorite returning to the show.
So the first person that is back for her second solo episode. We really don't do this a lot. She's a friend. She's one of my best friends.
Andrew Collins. No. We can't get rid of him.
Well, but no, like he came on with someone else. He came on and did like an end segment. Like, yeah, he's been on 3 times technically, but not like his own solo. He's the guest episode. Kelley's the first, and she was our first woman.
First woman guest.
Yeah, so she's back. She's upstairs.
She's waiting on the phone call.
Well, no, she's staying. So my best guy friend Rob moved into the building, but he's not here, so she's staying with him. It's a whole thing. I had to organize the key exchange. It's a whole thing. I love it.
Have we talked about how you and Rob live in the same building? Have we talked about it on the show?
I think we said it a couple weeks. When we hyped men a couple weeks ago.
Hyped men. Can't suggest them enough, man.
He, while we're here, like, because he was sending me videos. He's in Spokane, Washington, but it's like raining ashes from the fires, and it's like they can't go outside all the way in Washington. And so I just wanted to address what's happening with our world burning, and donate where you can. I've posted resources on my story. The Red Cross is always good, and just keep these people in your thoughts, honestly. I mean, and vote for policymakers that believe in climate change.
Yeah. If you guys have ideas for how to help, do a DM me. You can. I will read them. I feel very helpless in this situation, and I would love to know who needs help, how to help, different creative ways that we can put our platform behind that. So you can DM us.
Yeah, you can DM us.
You can DM me. I don't want to put Ashley behind.
Thank you.
You can DM me.
I've done some already. I've donated already. DM Raina. Oh my God. Can't believe we just said that.
We'll see what happens.
But anyway, so you guys are in our thoughts. If you've had to flee where you live, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. It's the pictures. I can't believe it. And just from him, he went outside and took a video. He's not even where the fires are. I mean, I guess they're probably like 40 miles away, but it's really so heartbreaking. I just can't stop thinking about it.
It feels otherworldly. If you guys are interested in how does this happen? What's the next steps? The Daily has done 2 really good episodes this week about it, about Oregon, about California, and about why we keep building on these sites that are fire zones. So if you guys are interested in learning more, check it out. But you guys are in our thoughts and prayers, and we're just thinking of you
for sure.
So
it's fall. It's like 69 degrees. This is my favorite season. I don't think that's
everyone's favorite.
Well, I love winter too.
That one week
low-key.
in the fall.
That 1 week in October.
The 1 week in the fall. Because I feel like it becomes fall and all people like look forward to it, and then it's just cold. But that 1 week.
Right. Because climate change, you know? So we have another live show update. We're going to Nashville.
Yes, Nashville. Oh my God. So we were supposed to be there in July.
On July 9th?
On July 9th for your birthday show.
Yeah, girl's birthday. Yeah.
Yeah, we were really looking
At a
forward
big
to
theater.
it. It was our third show ever or second show ever? Nashville Zanies.
Well, third show, but second,
Yeah.
like on the road. We did our first show in New York on September 12th of 2018. We did our second show in Atlanta, and we did our third show ever at Zanies.
Do you remember the date? It was exactly 2 years
October
ago.
12th?
Yeah, it was exactly 2 years ago in October, I think.
Oh, that we're doing it. We're coming back.
Coming back
Oh my
2
God,
years.
that's so funny. Yeah.
So we love Nashville so much. We have so much fun there. We love Zanies. It's so fun. It's such a great club. We have some friends that have performed there recently. So, of course, all restrictions will be followed. Lots of safety measures to make sure that you guys are safe and content. And we will be there October 16th and 17th.
Weekend shows. Two shows. The first one's at 6:30 p.m. as of now. So Nashville has a curfew that they're taking really seriously, which is 10:30 p.m. So everything's be shut down by 10:30. So our shows are at 6:30 and 8:30, and there's nothing we can do about it. And again, it could change. I don't know what that looks like because people plan around it, but that's what it is right now. Like Raina said, everything is being done to ensure your guys' safety. We've checked in with people that perform there. We're constantly asking around to make sure. And your ticket processing fees go towards things like security measures, extra staff, all the things. And people that are too rowdy get kicked the fuck out. They did at Jared's show. I heard someone who had to leave. So be safe, be responsible, and come out. And if you don't feel safe, don't come out. But if you do, October 16th and 17th, tickets on girlsgoteatpodcast.com.
Yep. Just, poke around the website because I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, just poke around. Ohio shows are definitely sold out.
Yeah.
So thank you guys who bought the tickets to Cincinnati, Columbus, and Cleveland. We'll see you in a week.
I can't believe it. The first flight, how nervous were you booking flights? I was so nervous.
That you were going to fuck it up?
That I was going to fuck it up. I checked it like 10 times.
Yeah.
I got so nervous. And then booking a car, I got scared.
I know. I was like, is this the right flight? Like, I haven't done this in so long.
How do we do this?
Book that Holiday Inn.
Delta. So we'll see you guys soon. Just a little word about merchandise. We know that it's taking a little long. We are working with a new company, so just working out the kinks in terms of how long things take. If you guys have questions about your orders and when you're getting them, just shoot us an email. The support contact is on the website, and we'll get you an up-to-date listing, an up-to-date email on how long it's going to take. But thank you guys for your patience. We're working out the kinks. We're excited to get you all the cool new merch that we have.
Yeah, that's most of our housekeeping updates.
That's it.
I'll do like a date update. No, I won't actually. I'm giving you a date update that I'm going to do a date update next week. Okay. So last week I told a story about this crazy date I went on with one of our listeners. Mom's booty call was my server at this restaurant. She did listen and she said I could talk about it. So she came back and said, I do think he can fuck because Raina asked. And then she was like, did the like puke face.
I just knew it. I knew that anybody with that name fucks.
And something kind of like interesting is happening with this guy. We've not gone out again. We're in communication. I'm going to save it for next week. I want to see how it plays out this week. I don't want to like jump ahead and like analyze the situation quite yet. So next week we'll unpack it because it's been kind of like annoying. I don't know. I'm fine. I don't care. But it's been kind of like interesting and something that I feel like women deal with in terms of like communication, but not having a date on the books, whatever. We'll talk about next week and we'll unpack it. I'm not trying to like blue ball you guys, but
I think
let's just let it play out this week.
For definitive statements. We'll wait 2 weeks.
For definitive statements.
Yes.
Yeah. And I got a little something else in the mix too.
You do?
Girl, you know.
Oh, that. Oh, yeah. You really got something in the mix. Guys, I'm so excited. We're both about to get boyfriends.
Oh my God.
No, I'm not. But I actually am really, really committed to dating so that I have like really crazy shit to talk about on stage in Ohio. So I'm doing it. Okay, this dovetails into what I wanted to tell you. I did a really embarrassing thing last night and I think that I'm just going to commit to it for the future.
What?
So I kind of like this guy and I started stalking his ex via my Finsta, which I like to check in with her and just make sure I'm still prettier than she is.
For
and,
sure.
I just got to know. And I have
Is
a
she
Finsta.
exercising as much as you?
No
You know?
one is exercising as much as me. Okay.
Not even me.
Literally no one on earth. Like Tom Brady does not exercise as much. Okay. So I thought I was on my Finsta. She had like 1,000 slides up. I went through all of them.
Oh my God. What
I
a
went
jackpot.
through like 25 slides. She had like 25 slides.
That's amazing.
And then, so last night I had 2 drinks with one of our girlfriends. I went home, I like smoked a little bit, and I like went through, you know, whatever. So then I go on my Finsta this morning and I realized she still has like that pretty early in the morning. She still had that like pink dot around the thing. Like I hadn't
stories.
Like, stories. And it takes me back to the beginning. And I was like, oh my God, I watched it from my real Instagram.
No.
yesterday.
I'm like sweating.
My 400,000 followers, verified Instagram. Like you don't miss it.
It'll be at the top.
It would be hard to miss my Instagram watching your stories because she
all
has
of them
significantly less. I watched all of them
from your own
personal.
You did not.
Yes, I did.
Raina, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. All of them.
No.
Let that sink in.
I have tears coming to my eyes. Like I did not know. I thought you were going to say, and then it was something mistake. I feel like I'm going to cry. Are you okay?
I am okay.
Oh.
I've decided to double down on it.
And just follow her?
Just keep doing it.
Or just keep doing it. Oh my God.
I feel like this is kind of a funny power move if you're dating the guy. I am not dating this person. So now she's probably like, what's going on
Who
here?
is this girl?
Who is this girl? And so like my first thought would be like, my man's fucking this girl, which he's not fucking me. But so I watched this whole thing and then I just started thinking like, if you're stalking like your man's ex or something, like it's such a power move to do it from your personal Instagram account.
You're like,
I don't care.
I don't care.
I don't care.
Are you going to do block me?
You're going to switch to my Finsta and stalk you. You're going to make it mildly more inconvenient for me to stalk you. You're going to make me take 2 more seconds to go to your account. I think it's a really funny power move.
That is so funny. Oh my God. Yeah, it is funny when you see somebody slip up. That I love that meme.
Oh right,
that one that the girl was like, I noticed that my ex's new girlfriend accidentally liked one of my posts. It's like, it's okay, girl. It's happened to the best of us. You know.
I hope she has as much generosity of spirit as that
is
girl.
So funny. Drugs will get you.
I know. A little bit of pot, like 3 hits of pot. I still call it pot. I'm like I smoke weed every day, so I call it pot.
Boomer.
But yeah. But I was excited to tell you that. I was like, what am I going to talk about today? And then I was like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
It's a power move. I'm just going to keep doing it.
Just double down every day. You're the first one that watches it. And that's the thing. Like,
what if I commented on her thing like first?
Oh, first comment. Yeah. I'm so dead. Okay. Well, other updates. I got back to Standup. It was first show since March.
You tell your story and then I'll hype you.
No, it was just fun. It felt really good. I mean, I guess I was like a little bit nervous to an extent, but it felt like just getting back. It felt supernatural the second I like got up on stage. Well, stage. It's not really a stage. Former guest of ours, Ashley Gavin, her episode was called We're Having Gay Sex, also the name of her podcast. She does like this cool outdoor, distance, safe, you have to wear your mask the whole time show in Brooklyn. And I did it and it was great. It was super fun.
It was really great to see you do it. And I was laughing out loud, like hard laughing out loud. I was like, should I pipe this down?
I had a really fun time. I did too. And then the late one, like the crowd was like, the energy was so fire. But something that happened during the first one was literally during a punchline that I had that I basically screamed the word dildos into the night. We're outside. And as I did this punchline, I hear the audience go like, and all like they seemed distracted. No one really laughed at my punchline. I was like, what the fuck?
And in my mind, I was like, that was so funny.
Yeah, it was a new joke.
What is wrong
I was
with
like,
you
what?
guys?
How did this not hit? And then I am kind of like, well, fuck. And someone from the audience goes, a rat just ran across like the front, like there's no stage again.
We're outdoor in the backyard.
A rat just ran across my path in front of me.
I'm glad it was a rat because when no one laughed at that, I was like, what is happening at this place?
Yeah. People
like really hit the
almost
punchline
like
hard.
It's like the sound they made was almost that was offensive, and it wasn't. I was like, oh my God, this is like, it was such a heavy lesbian crowd given the host, you know? And I was like, they didn't like the dildo joke. And then someone said a rat. I was like, that's the most New York thing.
It's so New York 2020 comedy. It was a pleasure to watch you. It made me really happy. It was really fun.
And then we went out afterwards, or not out, but we like went and got
We walked across the
dinner.
street.
We walked across the street, got like dinner, drinks with Andrew Collin, and you revealed something that I wish you would have saved for the podcast, but I'm not going to try to fake a reaction because I do already know, and it is shocking.
Well, I only told you one sentence and then I did not finish.
Okay, you haven't elaborated on it, but tell the audience, Raina.
I'm honestly glad we're doing this here and not at my place where they can hear it. I don't care about the plants anymore. I cannot. If you guys have watched my Instagram stories or you like see me go to plant stores every day, I have like dozens of plants at home. I have 50 plants.
You have totally
At
50
least
plants.
50. Like they are covering my kitchen, my bedroom, my living room. Every space I have a desk and there's at least 20 plants on the desk.
It's because you exercise now. You just replaced your
That's
one
what it
hobby
is.
or your one interest with another interest. But
That's 100% what's happening.
But they're like living organisms. You just don't care. You're
mean,
gonna let them die. I'm gonna come get some.
I can't let them die.
Yeah.
I can't let them die because I care about them and they're my kids. But like, and I can't even tell them I don't like them. That's why I have to come here to tell you that I don't
You
like them.
have to come over here to reveal it. You're a deadbeat mom.
Every morning I've been working out every single morning. My routine used to be that I would like water the plants.
Talk
Now
to
I
the
don't want to.
plants.
I talk to them, tell them I love them. Mommy still cares about you. But I haven't been doing it and I just don't care. And now I've like committed. I've committed to dozens
being
of
a
plants.
plant mom.
Yeah. But you think this would happen to me as a real mom?
Probably.
A year and a half in, I'd be like,
Postpartum plant mom.
that's a funny joke.
Okay. Well, I do want to come get a few. Just pick a few that you love the least. Just pick a few that you've really turned on,
Okay.
and I'll rehome them. I'm going to rescue them. Adopt them. Raina starts a plant rescue.
I will send you an application for adoption.
Adopt,
okay?
don't shop.
I want to know that you are a fit parent. I want to know that you know there's going to be quizzes about the plants on the application.
What if we started a whole adopt, don't shop plant movement?
We don't support enough causes, guys. We thought we needed to throw another one in the mix.
Oh my God. Well, thank you for sharing your truth. I mean, yeah, it's not like you're just going to like murder them all. Like you're going to still take care of them, but you just don't love them anymore.
That's what I would do with my kids after the age of 2, before the age of like 21.
Right.
For like 19 years of their life. I love that.
At what age are plants like self-sufficient? Like you can kick them out of the house. Like at what point are they 18-year-olds that you're like, you got to leave or you got to pay rent?
I'm at that point mentally. I'm done with them. I just don't care about them. And I've really let my mouth cash a big check because I have sunk thousands of dollars into this hobby.
Wait, what is that saying? I never get it right. Your mouth. I just wrote a check. My mouth wrote a check.
Your mouth wrote a check that like your something can't cash. Your bank can't cash.
I think.
So you guys know that Ashley and I love to travel. We do it all the time, professionally and socially. And it is really, really important to me to have the best luggage possible, both functionally and just the way it looks. And Base is my absolute favorite. I have everything that they do. I have their check-in bags. I have their carry-on. I have their mini weekender. But I just got their newest bag. I am so obsessed. It's the East to West tote. And it is the absolute perfect bag for like a 1 to 3 day trip. And I just took it with me to Santa Barbara. And it was just perfect for like a few dinner outfits, a couple daytime stuff. I had a padded laptop sleeve, a place for a water bottle, zipper pockets, and there's like an extra removable strap. Also, I just think it's really beautiful. I got it in the beige color, but all of Base's stuff comes in lots of colors. It's highly functional. Outside of this bag, which I am crazy about, their luggage has 360-degree gliding wheels, a cushioned handle, which I love when I'm at the airport, built-in weight indicator, and I always say this, I love their washable bags. So a great travel hack is to just have like a laundry bag in your suitcase. They provide that for you too. It's so cute. Everything they do is super durable and beautiful and functional. I just can't say enough about Base. I love them. And right now, Base is offering our listeners 15% off your first purchase by visiting basetravel.com/GGE. That's BEIS travel.com/GGE.
Okay, thank you to Helix for supporting Girls Gotta Eat. Go to helixsleep.com/GGE, take their 2-minute sleep quiz, and they'll match you to a customized mattress that will give you the best sleep of your life. Use code HelixPartner20 and you'll get 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows. You guys know how obsessed we are with Helix. Both of us have multiple Helix mattresses. It's all we sleep on. I have made sure that my parents have one, my brother has one, my boyfriend has one. I just refuse to go anywhere and not sleep sleep on a Helix mattress. That is how obsessed we are. The Helix lineup offers 20 unique mattresses, including the award-winning Luxe Collection, which we love. We have the Luxe Collection mattresses, the newly released Helix Elite Collection, a mattress designed for big and tall sleepers, and even a mattress made just for kids. So for everyone in the family, and you're just going to take their quiz, which is really fun, and then they will give you your personalized mattress recommendation. It's going to be shipped straight to your door, free of charge. You can try it out for 100 nights to make sure you love it, and then there's a 10 to 15-year warranty to try out your new Helix mattress. We know everybody sleeps differently. You might sleep on your back, your side, roll around all night on your stomach, or you might want a soft, medium, or firm mattress. We are all so different. So that is why they offer really something for everyone. And so you're just going to order what works best for you, come straight to your door. You can sleep on it that night. You're going to love it. It will change your life. You'll get the best sleep of your life, and you can thank us later. So Helix is offering 20% off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners. Go to helixsleep.com/GGE and use code HelixPartner20. This is their best offer with Helix. Better sleep starts now. All right, guys. Well, we are so excited. She just walked in. Hi, Cal. She just walked in. We're going to redo this, but we'll keep it. But anyway, Kelley is here. And Raina, do you want to tell people about Kelley?
Yes, I do. Again, we have a very special returning guest of the show in the house studio today. She is a tarot card reader. She's a healer. She's founder of the Modern Mystic Shop in Ponce City Market in Atlanta, where Ashley and I actually had our second show ever. And she is one of Ashley's BFFs. She has maybe the best hair of anybody who's sat on this couch. Definitely top 3. Please welcome to the house studio, Kelley Knight.
Thank you so much. Ashley has a little bit of a relationship / obsession with my hair. Did you know that when you mentioned it?
I did, because we talked about it 2.5 years ago almost, when you were on the show the first time.
She's obsessed with it. I hope it's approved.
It's amazing.
But she cut it all off at one point.
Yeah, that was a
where I was like,
idea.
what the fuck? Why would you do that? I used to get so jealous of it. Kelley just used to like run around and like slut up New York and like teeny tiny shorts and cowboy boots and this long hair.
And this hair.
That is true. I wanted to seem bohemian.
She hit the apps. You were on like Plenty of Fish.
No, I was on OkCupid.
Okay, yes.
But it was like the first app, and it was new, that whole like geo-targeting kind of dating situation. And we would come up with nicknames for every single dude until I liked them, and then they got
a name,
their real name.
It is so funny to think about that you were like doing that before like Tinder. Honestly, I still lived in my old apartment. You were talking to some guy in OkCupid, getting all juiced up. I was like, relax.
And do you remember you could geotag people? You could like fuck a person across the street. Like they've taken that off straight apps. It's only on Grindr.
And I was like 3 blocks from here.
Yeah.
From right here. I lived 3 blocks from here during that time.
She lived above Bua.
Yeah.
The greatest bar in the entire world.
The greatest date spot when you live on top of it.
And so I have the 100% close rate at Bua. I have never not fucked after Bua.
Closed for Bua. And I went on a date with somebody and we did fuck that night. And I was 10 minutes late to Bua because I'm always 7 to 10 minutes late to a date. I just don't want to be there first. If you think it's rude, I don't care. Don't DM me. And I got there and I sat down and he was like a funny guy. And I go, I'm sorry I'm late. And he was like, no, it's no worries. I was like, I live upstairs. Like just to fuck with him. And he was like, wait, really? I was like, no, but my friend used to. I don't know why I'm going down this road. I thought it would be funny and so fucked up to be like, yeah, I lived upstairs. I was just watching the clock.
I think it's such a flex. It's like, I just want you to know that I didn't bother to show up on time. I could have.
I live upstairs. Okay.
I actually watched you sitting here for the past
I've been watching you to decide if you were worthy of me coming down.
DMing the bartender and being like, is he there yet?
Oh
100% close rate at Bua.
Okay.
I was a pioneer. I was a pioneer at the East Village app life.
Well, you look great.
Thank
True.
you.
And you said so you and Ashley go way back. I don't know what you I want you to talk about yourself and tell people like who you are. We always say our favorite my favorite question is we're gonna talk about spells and we're gonna talk about tarot reading and things like that today. So what gives you the right to talk about this?
I'm a fucking witch.
Yeah, she's a witch, and we can talk about how we'll let Kelley tell what gives her the right, and then we can talk about how she predicted our whole career.
Yep.
And she has a new book out and all the things. So,
but mainly, I will say, probably a decade of metaphysical experience. And when I say experience, it's like I do these things, these woo-woo things, and then get the result I want, or I'm able to sort of predict or foresee or chart the path through these tools. And so I don't know. My sister is a good example. She's a scientist and she doesn't believe in any of these things, but she does say to me, I know you and I know you're not a liar. And so I believe in this stuff because you wouldn't be peddling snake oil for people, you know? So,
well, and there's like proof, like you like talked to our friend's dad. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
that was
you
wild.
predicted my whole life. Like you've said stuff like that. Just I'm not going to say what it was, but we were sitting on my couch one time and you had this revelation about this guy, and you go, "Shit, I wonder if." And you said what literally happened a month later. Like you just have like predicted so many things.
Mm-hmm. So you're time tested. So
yeah, I would say I've got a good track record. But I will say about predicting, gets a little multidimensional, but I do think that there are different timelines that are available for us and different outcomes. And I think what psychic people do is sort of tap into the one that has the most energy behind it or the most momentum, the most probable outcome. But there's always the opportunity for, if you want a different outcome, to take different steps so that you can change it. And so that's why it's good to get readings sometimes, because like, oh, I don't want to be going down that path. Well, then we just ask what steps you could be taking to change that outcome. I don't think it's always predetermined.
So we all have free will.
That's what Michaela said, like free will.
For sure. For sure.
But I'll just give the quick thing, or I'll just give the quick background. We probably said it on your episode before, but I feel like I need to update it since we've started touring. So anyway, you and I sat down June 2017 and we did a full tarot reading. We talked about relationship stuff. That all was accurate and came true. And then we laid out a card for all the parts of my career at that point. Of course, if you guys know the history, I hadn't met Raina till October, but we pulled cards on like my Instagram stuff, my stand-up comedy, my merch store, like all these things. And you literally predicted them, every single one. And then we pulled a card for the podcast. If you guys know the story, I'd wanted to start a podcast with a guy friend of mine. We didn't. Obviously, I felt like it wasn't right. I wanted to start it with somebody else. It had kind of been in the back of my mind, but I still wanted to do it. And Kelley was like, you have to do this. This is the thing. I promise you. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow, but like, this is it. And so that was one part of it. And then, this is so crazy. We were talking about my stand-up and you said, I feel like I'm going to cry. You were like, you're going to be on stage performing, but it's not solo stand-up. It's going to be like something else. And I see you, we can run the tape. I have the recording still on my phone. It was like, you're going to be performing. I don't know if you said touring, but like, you're going to be a big deal performing, but it's not going to be you doing solo stand-up, which is exactly what we do. Like, it's just nothing you said wasn't 100% accurate.
And I also said you needed a woman partner.
Yeah.
I was like, don't do it with this guy.
Don't do it.
You need to do it with another woman.
Like, because I still think maybe he was wavering on him and you were like, that's not it.
Yeah.
It's not the guy.
And it's crazy that you predicted something that you don't see very often. Like, two women performing on stage together in comedy, like you almost never see something like this. So you predicted something that like you don't even really see very often. So you had no like, I mean, I guess other people have done this before, maybe once, but
never.
It's not the norm. So it's
sure.
crazy that you predicted something like that.
And that's the thing, like when you have intuitive gifts, and I'm sure, I know Ashley's very intuitive, you just start to trust it. And it's like, you have to have no ego to say, I don't even understand what this is that I'm getting a sense for or how it's going to happen. But you just got to kind of throw it out there and then you see.
Yeah. Tap into that intuition. But we want to move on and hear about your spell book.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Spells for the Modern Mystic. So this is sort of the culmination of part of my personal spiritual practice where my husband and I partnered on this book. It's, first of all, I kind of can't believe that HarperCollins, a mainstream publisher, is publishing my witchy book in 5 countries.
Oh my God.
That's kind of, if you think about even 2016, I don't think this was possible. There's been a big shift with women particularly, like really trying to get in touch with their intuition, harness their power, and be more intentional with what they do and how they create their lives. So this started because we were selling these spell kits there's 5 of the spells that are featured in here, but they're spells that I use and my husband has used to actually direct our lives and make changes. And someone was like, crazy enough to say, yep, let's publish it and let's make spells mainstream. And so it's a book and there's candles and oils and all the things that you need for all of these rituals are either in the book or like in your house.
Do you want to
we're getting witchy with
walk us through a ritual?
Like what are the spells for?
So we put them in different chapters. So there's one for protection and clearing. So like, these would be spells that are for your just general energetic hygiene, or if someone's coming at you, like I've used our get the fuck out spell for protection when there was like someone that was being sort of aggressive towards me and my business and derogatory towards it. And that person was eliminated.
Eliminated.
Was eliminated. So basically, you know, they weren't a problem anymore.
You leveled the threat.
Oh my God.
You know, don't fuck with me. I'm just kidding. And so there's rituals like that. There's rituals to help you get in touch with your lineage and your ancestors, because little known fact is that those are the energies or the spirits in our life that have the most impact, because they actually have skin in the game. So I believe that part of what we do here is we elevate our lineage, and we see that in, you know, not just with deceased loved ones, but you know how your parents always want their generation to do better than them. Well, that's also true with the deceased loved ones, and you sort of elevate everyone. So there's a chapter about ancestral rituals, and then what everyone wants to know, love and money. Love and money, transformation. So this is sort of like our self-help spells, and then spaces. So how you can clear a space, how you can, if there's a house that you want or an apartment that you want, rituals to make sure that you get it. And we just cover the basics, I guess, of what people come into our store asking about.
Well, we want to read some things that our listeners want spells for.
Okay. What are they?
They're just, we put up a slide on Instagram. We asked people what they want spells for. Obviously, there was a lot of stuff about getting Trump out of office, a lot of weight loss stuff. So we tried to pick the most unique.
Yes. Okay. I'll just do the first.
I put that in there specifically for you, that first one.
Okay. Okay. Our girls gotta eat snack heads want spells for all my body hair gone, poof, no laser, no waxing, no shaving, making the man who's not my man confess his undying love for me, feeling more confident, like bippity boppity, look at that hottie. Bippity boppity, look at that hottie. Being able to read my man's mind. I can never figure out what that MF is thinking, not getting sweaty during sex, not falling for every 6-foot guy with brown curly hair I see and interact with, a fuckboy without a fuckboy attitude, for my best friend's fiance to die. It's harsh, but he's truly the worst. To cast a spell on my boyfriend to make him propose. We'll talk about that. For my ex to get a divorce and come back because I'm a dumb bitch.
That was my favorite one that was submitted. All right. And then continuing, ensuring my ex's new relationship doesn't last longer than mine. Stop time during an argument so I can come up with a dope comeback. That is my dream.
That's how you spell
for my ex to have the worst blowjobs / sex for the rest of his miserable life. Silent queefs. Go back in time and get knocked out by that one rich guy I used to fuck. Is that you? I feel like that's your vibe. No, I've never fucked a rich guy. That's true. People with no money are my vibe. Replying to all my emails, doing my laundry, vag waxing, and men lasting more than 6 minutes. She had a lot of stuff on her one list. For my mother to shut the fuck up. Someone to be obsessed with me, but also to leave me alone all the time.
That one hits different.
And then finally, a genie whispering good things in my ear to say during dirty talk and sex.
Oh my God.
Oh, that is so good. These are so good.
Yeah,
really
Thank
good.
you for combing them.
Our audience is so funny. They like never let us down. What was your favorite one?
To have a guy be obsessed with me but leave me alone. 100%.
I wrote it down for you.
What was your one?
When I see you want your ex to leave his wife because you're a dumb bitch. You thought, for my mom to shut the fuck up.
Okay, Kelley. So literally, give us a spell for each and every one.
Even
especially the
Muzzle
body
my
hair.
mom with the body hair.
Okay, so we want to talk about kind of overarching themes of why spells even work. Like, let's say you're really just a non-believer. You're like, I'm not going to fucking light a candle in the bathtub and do a spell. Like, whatever. Can we talk about why they work in general?
Yeah. And I think a lot of people think it is more magical than it actually is. There's a magical component, which is energy. And we all know that there are energies that we can sense that you don't see with your eyes. So if you were to walk into a room a minute after someone was fighting, even if they weren't still engaged in fighting, you know, you can just feel like the thickness.
Or when somebody's talking about you behind your back and you walk into a room.
When your ears are burning.
Yeah.
So it's, to me, that's the easiest. Or when you get chills, like we were talking about something, you're like, I have full body chills. That's your body shifting or sensing the shift in the energy. So part of spell work is energy, but a big part of it is your psyche. And that's why, we do these things like you stare into a candle and you kind of put yourself into a meditative trance because you have to skip and kind of jump over the conscious mind to kind of clear out some of those beliefs that would block you. And most of what magic is just getting the shit out of the way so that you can have what you want, because the universe wants you to have what you want. Does that make sense?
It makes a ton of sense. And for me, like, I'm somebody that's like, I'm not going to do a spell.
That's why you have
But like,
a book.
it makes a lot more sense to me. And you and I were, the three of us were talking about like setting intentions and what that can do. And that is sort of like a spell to me.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
To shift your energy. And even when like, I was walking over and I was like kind of down and I was like in a bad mood and I was listening to like a sad song and I was like, why am I doing this?
Yes.
And so I like changed the music to like something more upbeat and my energy changed and my outlook on the situation changed. And it's not like a spell to change the music on your iPod, but
it is,
iPod, but it is shifting your iPod.
Your Rhapsody on your iPod.
It's Napster now. I like this idea, like for somebody who doesn't necessarily believe in spells, to just to shift in energy and intentions and things. I love that.
Totally. So the goal is to become a vibrational match for what you want to call in. So when you actually are kind of doing magic in a way, when you're shifting the energy of the music, your energy is rising and you're going to be more likely to have synchronicities, chance encounters, which I guess is a synchronicity, but attract the things that you want. Because, some people believe, or metaphysicists believe, that the law of the universe is you've got to be a vibrational match for what it is that you want in your life. And so the spell is just kind of like what we call it technically is alchemy. When you shift from the lowest point and feeling that experience to the highest point, that's what alchemy is. And that's what we do in the spells. Or when we're walking down the street listening to our iPad, or iPod, whatever.
You guys, it's your iPhone.
I was just
your AirPods.
I see
where we got there.
I meant AirPods.
AirPods on my iPhone.
But when you think about like your energy and the energy you attract to yourself, like when I'm in a better mood and I'm feeling more outgoing, I do attract more men, better opportunities.
For sure.
I like fight for myself in a different way. You're a different person in life. You show up differently.
Yeah. And this doesn't mean that you're not going to have negative experiences or that, feeling depressed or having these natural emotions are not part of what it's like to be a human being. You just have to be able to like go through those and process those and not just shove them down. And then you'll rise back up.
Okay, so I love gift giving at this time of year, but when finding great gifts, things can really start to add up. And that's why this season I am shopping with Quince. Quince is the go-to place for luxury essentials at affordable prices for everyone on my list, including myself. We'd like to thank Quince for supporting our show. Go to quince.com/GGE to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your order. So I'm really, really glad I found this company and this site. Everything is so affordable, but looks really luxury. So as you're perusing it, they have 100% Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They have washable silk tops and dresses. They have cotton sweaters and all kinds of comfy stuff, like just cozy pants that you can wear. I love the colors. I love the styles, but the prices are really the reason to shop here, on top of obviously the selection. Prices are 50 to 80% less than similar brands. So it's unbelievable. It partners directly with top factories to cut out the cost of the middleman, and it just passes the savings directly on to you from Quince. And I just love what they're doing. I love the styles. There's so much variety, and it is such a one-stop shop, whether you're shopping for kids, you're a significant other, your parents, anybody will really love this. You can get affordable luxury for everyone on your list with Quince. Go to quince.com/GGE to get free shipping and 365-day returns on your order. That's QUINCE.com/GGE for free shipping and 365-day returns. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp Therapy Online. For 10% off your first month, go to betterhelp.com/GGE. So we all carry around different stressors, big and small, throughout life. And when we keep them bottled up, it can start to affect us really negatively. And therapy is a safe space to get things off your chest and figure out how to work through whatever is weighing you down. And sometimes we can have journals and self-talk and friends and family to help us, but it is really, really helpful to talk to a therapist outside of that, and they can empower you to be a better version of yourself and set boundaries and work through whatever is going on with you personally, professionally, in your love life, with friends. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So you'll just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and switch therapists anytime at no additional charge. I absolutely love what they're doing, and they make it so simple. Get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/GGE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GGE.
We're having a conversation earlier about desires too.
Yes.
And I think this is super important because I think, yes, sexual desires being suppressed, whether it's due to how you were raised, your religion, whatever it may be, but just desires in general, like not admitting to yourself that you want this thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think that people don't always even admit to themselves what they want. So maybe this is a way to draw that out of them. I don't know.
Totally.
You talk about it.
Yeah, for sure. And it's more important than even, I mean, yes, it can be the thing, like I want the job or the man, but it's even more important to get in touch with what that feels like. That's the magic, is like actually feeling in your body what it would feel like to have a loving, committed relationship and be making $1 million a year and to do all of these things that you want. And so, yes, it's really, these rituals will help you basically create a target for your desires. It's like the ritual is like a bullseye. It'll help you hit that exact thing or that exact feeling through transformation. It's not like necessarily a shortcut. We actually, most of the time, you have to kind of sift through the opposite of those feelings, what it feels like to feel destitute or unwanted or whatever, and then you switch into the gear of the thing that you want. Does that make sense? And that actually transforms you. It transforms your beliefs. And then you kind of hold that frequency to match whatever it is that you want.
And
am I making sense, or am I being too
No,
blue?
you are.
It's
I really like, I was enthralled by what you're saying.
Oh, great.
It's kind of like doing some work. Like it's not just like sprinkle a powder and you're going to get a husband tomorrow. Like I think it's like truly believing it. Like I don't think we talked about this because it was like a little too close to when it was happening. But I had a situation, I think I told Kelley obviously right after it happened, where I felt like I kind of wanted somebody in my life, like romantically. And I told you this, and I like said it out loud for the first time to a friend over at brunch. Like he was asking me like, what do you want? You know, do you want to be single? Do you want somebody? And I was like, you know what? I actually do like want somebody. I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want a husband necessarily, but like I want some intimacy and I want somebody that I'm excited about. And I haven't dated anybody in a long time. And I actually do. And that was a Saturday. I actually laid in bed that Sunday night and thought about it really hard, like genuinely felt it for the first time in probably 1.5 years or 2 years that I really did want a guy to be excited about and lay in bed with, you know, and things like that. And that was a Sunday night. And then I met a guy on Monday. Yeah. The next day, and we dated. I mean, we're not together now, but it was actually what happened, and it was short-lived, was exactly what I did ask for. And I think even prior to that, I didn't actually want it. So even if I did think I did and I lit a candle, I actually wouldn't have really wanted it. It wouldn't have been the right time. I wouldn't have felt it deep in my soul. And so it's I set the intention and it happened. I mean, it doesn't always happen like that, but it happened the next day.
It can definitely happen that fast too. And that's the thing with manifestation. I think the biggest block that people have is thinking that things have to take a while. It's don't set a time limit on it. It can happen instantly. This stuff can happen instantly.
I think we were talking about desire earlier, why it's so hard for people to admit that they have desires. I was why is it so hard? But to me, it's admitting that number one, there's a pitfall in your life that you haven't been able to fill, and that you have maybe played a part in creating that. And you know, saying out loud, "I want this thing." Ashley and I actually had a long talk in the car because she's my therapist about why I haven't been in a serious relationship.
Kelley's my therapist.
Yeah,
for 3 generations.
I had that thought. I was like,
we're kind of our relationship's kind of similar to me and Kelley. Anyway,
so I was maybe you should go to therapy. I was like, Ashley, shut up. I was in the car and I was talking about why I hadn't been in a really serious relationship for a long time. And then we started talking about well, what's the pattern? And you know, what have I allowed myself to be in these type of situations for? And once I'm in them, how do I manage them? And even saying out loud, I want something healthier and I want something better has at least helped me to apply that to current situations and be oh, I recognize a pattern. I do want this thing and I do want something better. And I'm not going to keep doing this thing. Yep. You know, every day is a struggle, but every day I'll get better.
You're working at it.
I am. And it was scary to me that even I was upset for 2 days after we had this talk because I realized I really want something really deep and meaningful. And even like talking about why I haven't been able to achieve that in a long-term sense for a while, it really like got me down, but it was important to me at least to admit that I had the desire.
Yes, for sure. And I think we block our desires or we limit our desires, right? And then it shows up in our reality that way. And we're like, well, this is close enough sometimes, you know, but I think it's great that the real key to what you're saying is like actually getting in touch with the emotion of the desire. And sometimes we've got to go through a lot of grief or sadness or disappointment to get there. And I think that's why a lot of people sometimes don't, like, because we try to avoid the sadness that's the opposite. Like we live in a planet that has a lot of polarity. We see it politically right now, like we were talking about, but even emotionally, we have the polarity where it's like, well, in order to feel the good thing that I want, I actually have to get in touch with where I don't have that. And people avoid dealing and doing that work. But if you do that work, then you actually have access to the opposite expression of it. So you're doing great.
Do you say stuff out loud? Is that part of it? So I just think there's so much to that. I think like that's why people do affirmations and stuff. Like saying stuff out loud feels so unnatural to some people, I think. And like, I bet that's so much part of why they work. You tell me if I'm wrong, but like actually saying it out loud.
Yep. And it's also part of magic is sound, and it's your sound current. And that's what we call your voice. And so it's like you're actually projecting the frequency of what you want into the universe, or into, we call it the astral, which is a little
girl. We know astral.
We'll say, oh, because you had Michaela talk about
astral dreams. I had astral.
Ashley and I've been fucked up for weeks.
2 weeks after our Aura episode with Mystic Michaela,
she destroyed our lives. Fuck. No, we love her.
We love her. But we had crazy dreams for 2 weeks after.
Yeah. So, so that anyway, your
sound.
It's
gonna happen again.
Your Kelly, get out of here. Goes into the astral, and so it taps like this unseen realm and it calls it in, you know, a little bit closer. But there's a lot of mantra. Also, you know, in the book, we like angels. So angels are a high vibrational frequency that you can call in to help you. And when you actually like call their names, that's how you match them and raise your vibration. So sound, like music, isn't surprising that is a mood shifter for you, because sound really does shift energy.
I wonder also, tell me if I'm wrong, is there part of it that's almost like vulnerability too? Like for you to be alone in your home or whatever, doing a spell, like to ask for this thing you want, that's like some vulnerable stuff. Like maybe you being so open to it helps draw it in too, right?
Totally. And it's you wanting it with like the truest, deepest part of yourself. So the first time I had a ritual that I did it worked amazing. It was the road opener ritual. And I did that ritual like my life depended on it, because I was in a place where I was very depressed, immobile, and you know me for a long time. That's not my natural state of being. And so it was pretty serious. And so my husband gave me the road opening ritual to do. And I did it with like I was at my lowest point, very vulnerable, and with the fullest commitment I can do it, because I had nothing to lose. And it really works. And we say one of the keys to ritual too is that insane belief. You actually need to feel a little crazy about how much you believe this thing is happening. Like there's no other option than to get this result. And then you do it like that, and you let it go. You don't keep on engaging it. You let it go and just know that it worked and that the answer's coming.
And this is how you got a husband too, right?
Yeah, a husband. This is how I got a husband. This is how I got a house. This is how I got on Good Morning America. This is how I grew a 7-figure business in like 2 years.
Oh my God.
I mean, this shit works. I'm very practical. Like I don't waste my time. I'm very efficient. If this didn't work, I would do something else and write a book about that. But this works for me.
It really resonates with me, because I feel like this way of thinking and this way of putting energy out, it really informs how you show up in the world every single day. And like, if you don't necessarily believe in like spell books again, like it just, it affects your entire life. And if you're like, I will be a badass, I will be successful, then everything you do every day is informed by that. And you're like, am I doing something today to be a badass? Am I doing something today to like grow my business? Like you took crazy risks and chances, and look, you got a boyfriend and then a husband and then a
house,
job
and then Good Morning America, and then the $1 million. Okay. So tell us, of course, people, they want to hear about the husband, which yeah, you were dating him. It wasn't like you plucked somebody off the street, but like, can you tell us about your ritual to?
Yeah. What happened for me was, I was in a habit of dating under my league. You were part of that whole experience in New York or whatever, but I kept on dating the same type of person with a different face over and over again. And so I decided to no longer date completely because I had to intercept the pattern. Like I didn't know, I tried not to, but it kept on happening, even though I would date some guy and like, he's so different, but really just because he has a different job doesn't mean he doesn't have the same bullshit stuff that I was dealing with.
Absolutely.
So I decided I wasn't going to date for, I think I'd give myself a month, and I created this ritual where every day for that month, I would light 2 candles at night. One was for me, that represented me, and one was for my future partner. And I put my hands over my heart, and I would imagine like us doing the work that we needed to do to meet each other. After I did that for a month, I decided I was going to do it for 6 and not date. And then I actually decided at 6 months to do it for a year. So I didn't date for a year, and I did this ritual every single day. And towards the last 10 months, that's when Brandon and I, my husband now, became friends. And he kept on kind of like trying to date me, but I was like, no, I'm this far. I said I was going to do it for a year, you know? So we developed a friendship in that time. And then very shortly after, we started dating, and then we got married kind of fast, like a year maybe. But I attribute it to this. It helped me break the cycle and break the pattern. And I would put just that much energy, like 5 minutes a day, and then not obsess about it the rest of the time. And I think there's something to that, whether you do this ritual or another one. It's like, okay, if you want something in your life, do something productive to add energy to it without obsessing about it, which then takes the energy away. You just got to do it and leave it.
Yeah, and don't fuck a cute guy the day you meet him. You know, you got to wait. You got to make him wait for it.
That's Raina's takeaway. All that, and that Raina was like, no, back to me.
I'm like nodding in agreement. I'm like, yeah, you don't suck off every person you meet at Bua. You just don't do it.
You go back upstairs to your apartment.
But you know the reason why you don't? Did you know because it engages, it just engages the energy of the thing that you don't want. Do you know what I mean?
No, explain it.
Oh, sorry. So like,
no, I want you to run it back.
I was in
explain it to me like I don't understand it.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying you universally, or me that's in that pattern. Basically, I had to stop texting or flirting or doing all of those things because it engages the energy of the opposite of what I want, which is like, I want the committed relationship, but I keep on putting the energy and engaging the lesser type of interaction, right? So it's just, it detracts. For me, that's what I experienced. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to cut this part off for now for a specific amount of time. I'm going to add energy this way and only this way. So it's not 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Because you ever feel that way?
Yeah.
You're like, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like backslide. If you fully commit the other way, then it speeds it up.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten into these like scenarios where I'm just like texting into eternity about nothing. And if you show up with a different intention, get a better outcome.
Yeah. And I will say the first several weeks that I decided to not date anyone, I was asked out on the subway. I had never been asked out on the subway. I was asked out on the subway several times.
That's right.
All of these ex-boyfriends.
They could feel it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every ex I ever had came out from the grave. It was like a zombie apocalypse.
It was like COVID.
Yes, everybody.
It's like a pandemic.
Yes. It was a pandemic of exes and fuckboys. Like not even real exes. Like anyone that I'd ever met on OkCupid, I feel like within the first few weeks was like, hey girl,
they can smell it.
And you're like, nope. And then that reinforces like, I'm really going this way. It's almost like you get tested.
I love that you said that, like for people to keep in mind, like this could happen. And then just don't fall into that mindset of like, well, maybe they were the one.
Yeah,
like
no,
they're not.
no.
The universe is just testing you.
Yeah, it's like it's just pushing back a little bit, and you know, you've got energetic ties to people, so it's like they can still feel you, especially if you sleep with them. Like they can still feel you unless you've really cut those cords. So in the book, we suggest 40 days minimum. That's like a 40-day practice
to like get what you want.
Yeah, like don't date. Like you don't. It's not, we get pretty hardcore. It's like don't text. Don't engage in those like behaviors that take you down that path. It's like if you're an alcoholic, you're like I'm just gonna have one drink. It's like that's gonna derail the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like just commit for a 40-day dry period. Like you do like I don't know, what do people do? They don't drink in January or whatever.
Well, I love that you said 40 because one time you told me I had to do that year thing, and I was like I can't do it. And then I actually met somebody that I dated seriously like there was a point at like the end of 2014 and I was like all kind of fucked up with some guys and you were like, I think you should do this thing. And I was like, I don't want to. And then I actually did get a boyfriend. So I didn't have to, but,
But for the rest of you losers,
which that didn't work out anyway. And it was crazy toxic. And I took up all Kelly's time talking about it every day. But anyway, what I'm saying is it was intimidating to me. And the thought of a year made me like really retract. Sure. So 40 days is so doable. It's 10 days longer than a month. You guys know how that works. But I like that you said.
We know how to count days.
So 20 days shorter than 2 months.
And I want to, thank you, right? I want to bring this up because I have a girlfriend doing this right now. She is doing a complete dating detox where she's not even listening to our podcast, and she's a huge fan. So she's like, apologize. She's like, I'm not listening to you guys. I'm not listening to Jared. She listens to us and Jared. I hadn't told you.
Is this one of our fans that listens to the show?
It's a friend.
Ashley's best friends with all the audience. You would think it would be me, but it's Ashley.
I know. It's so funny. You never see us coming. It's a friend, and she just had this thing with her ex, and it's just really, she needed to step back. And like, I like that she even took the content off the table.
Yeah, that's smart.
Like, she's doing this. I don't know if she had a timeline, probably 30 days, but like, 40's great. I mean, obviously there's a reason behind it, but like, I just love that messaging of like, cut it all out. All of it, like the flirty text, like all of it, like
it gives you that serotonin or that dopamine.
Yes,
hit.
that's what
it's a hit.
Absolutely, and it's feeding the addiction. So we do 40 days because it's enough time to rewire your brain and create a new pattern. That's why it's part like this is like psycho spirituality in a way, you know. And so that's a good amount of time, and then you can decide after 40 days, I'll do it another 40 days or not. You know, I didn't start out doing it for a year. I just kept extending it because you're right. Your psyche's like fuck that.
That's how I exercise.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to exercise this week
for 1 more minute. I'm
there
like, just give me 1 more minute. I have a question to go, like, to continue this though, because we talk about like when like you'll hear from an ex like the day you decide you're over it and you're like finally happy again, and like why, like, how do they know that it's time to slide in and ruin your life again?
Yeah, I mean, metaphysicists would say, or I don't know what else to call them, but there are these cords. You basically have cords or ties or with people. And then from a Kundalini yogic science perspective, which is my practice, every time when you have sex with someone, and we might have mentioned this last time, they actually enter into what's called your arc line, which is one of your energy bodies. And so you have to actually like clean them out. So you've got to like clean them out of your energy permanently so that they don't get these little pulls. It's almost like a puppet and you like pull one of the strings. So that's really why. It's because we're all connected and they can kind of feel you pulling away. And even if they don't want to be with you, they have the same addictions. And when you're especially in relationships, you're in a relay, like you're both locked into the certain patterns. And so if the pattern is when you're together, when you pull away, he gets stronger. It's going to be the same pattern energetically, even if you're not together, because you've locked in. Does that make sense?
Yeah. The tangent for me was like picking 40 days to not do this stuff. And then your ex like learns that you're doing this.
Yeah.
Like, or like just
in the universe,
whether it's your serious ex or it's like that guy you fucked once and then kind of ghosted you or whatever it may be, that like somebody you almost felt rejected by, they resurface. And it's so hard to not want, for your ego to not want to indulge that because this person rejected you.
Right. And like our minds also will trick us to say like, oh, it's a sign, especially if you're one of the spiritual kind. But then there's Carl Jung, they say it different ways. He said, until you make your unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate, which basically means unless you bring the pattern to the forefront, you're going to be having all of these synchronicities and signs, but it's really just you creating a circumstance that continues your pattern. And that's kind of what's happening.
I'm like that emoji where the head's exploding.
Yeah. So that's why we say like clearing and protection rituals are the first thing in the book, because that's what's going to get you clear of all of these entanglements. You know, if you have good energetic hygiene, just like if you have good physical hygiene, it will keep you from being yanked around by these ties. You can break them or break the contracts.
What would you say to somebody that is doing a ritual, let's say for kind of a dating detox style?
Yeah.
Like, do you have language for them to tell somebody that like asks them out? Like, what did you do?
Oh,
you don't say like, hey, I'm in the middle of this 40-day spell.
Yeah, I'd be like, let me.
Dudes would be like, that sounds kind of hot. Like, let's role play that.
Some guy would be like,
oh. And I'm such a slut. I'd be like, let's go do that right now.
Be like, it's a sign.
You can fuck me with this candle.
I mean, they do have crystal massage wands.
You just like stick a little candle like in my beehole while you fuck me. You don't want to get into beehole.
Oh my God, guys, don't use the candles for sex play. Okay, so
do not. They're the perfect size. She's like, don't.
Wait, should we? What did you say?
I think at the time I was just, well, I wasn't.
I'm not interested.
Yeah. I mean, I would, for the guys that I really didn't want to maintain any relationship with, I just didn't respond. You know, I was getting texts or whatever from the exes.
Yeah, you can just ignore.
But I mean, with Brandon, when he approached me, I said, I did actually tell him, but he's also like into this kind of stuff. So I said, you know, I'm not dating right now. That's usually what I would say. I'm not dating right now. And so that's that. It kind of puts sometimes though, it makes you like more interesting to that person.
Yeah. So, which absolutely, we always say do nothing. Do nothing, play hard to get. But I don't know if this is like makes sense with the topic, but I'm curious. Like when you meet this person, like you met Brandon and you probably liked him. You know, you probably attracted to him.
No,
you married
him. She ran
this
screaming.
Is when I did like him. For the first couple of years before that, I did not like him. Yes.
Okay.
No.
Well, say girls are like in this scenario and they're like, I meet this guy, but I'm like in month 2 of a 4-month detox or something. Like, what about all these like anxieties that like if I wait 30 days to be with this person, like, are they going to move on? Are they not going to be with me? Like, what would you say to that? Because that for me would be my anxiety. We're like, well, what if I meet him during this time? Like, are you just supposed to trust that like the universe will put you guys back together if you're meant to be?
Well, I would say those voices are really good things to note because they're voicing your limiting beliefs around what's possible when it comes to love. So I would note that, like, you know, during this time, you can probably do a lot of journaling or whatever. Like, what are the fears that come up when I take love off the table? Because a lot of us do have these addictions, like to these relationships or these ties. So I would say, note them internally first and document, because that's going to tell you sort of where your weak points are, and so that you can actually work on fortifying that. Then I would say, my argument would be every day that you're doing this ritual, you're getting more clear, you're getting higher vibe, and you're removing more of these blocks out of the way. So you will attract someone as either that your exact guy or better. And that's what we do with rituals. It's like, I want this thing or better. I want to make this much money or more. Do you know what I mean? So
yes, it's so true. Like when you show up as a better person, you attract better people.
Yes.
Ooh, go off.
Right.
Well, I think that you just start to become a better person. You think that you deserve more. You become a more attractive partner. Ash and I always say, like, create this life that you're really proud of. Have hobbies, have friends, have good relationships with your family. You will be a better partner, and better people will be attracted to that. And people that are shitty people will be like, that's too far out of my league. Totally. I can't fuck with that.
Totally. And from an energetic perspective, and maybe like you guys were talking about auras and stuff, you know, but you will become more radiant. Like your radiant body is part of it, as part of your energy body, and you will be more magnetic, and you will be like so beautiful, and it will have nothing to do with what you are physically. It's just like you will be magnetic. And that's when you really achieve something when it comes to dating, in my opinion, is like when you're really just like a magnetic person.
Well, and that, and also like maybe just when you become more open in general, like I feel like that was the experience I shared earlier of like, there had to have been something about me that was open and approachable for this guy to walk up to me after that hadn't happened to me in so long. Like, it's like I made the decision the 24 hours before to like be more open, and like someone approached me. Like, I wonder that has aura, energy, all the things.
You know, what just occurred to me about that situation for you also is you were at this place that you and I go to a lot together, and that was the only time I didn't come with you. It was the only time I didn't come with you that night.
I was totally alone. Nobody came with me.
Yes, and so you were physically more open, because if I was there with you or our friends, you wouldn't have been like physically like body open to talk to this person, and I wasn't there.
And I texted you and go, I think I just met somebody immediately.
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, I asked for this last night.
And I was like, please don't leave me.
Anyway, it didn't work out. But I just love the whole, And
I want to add to I want to validate what Raina was saying about like the fear thoughts, because I will say, like, especially if someone goes to this 40-day detox, you will go through withdrawal symptoms. Like you will see, I mean, it was really hard. Like you might get super sad or have all these, like all your insecurities elevate and come top of mind. And that's okay. And I just want to tell people to plan for that a little bit, because they're like, why is this so hard? It's just like when you do like, I don't know if you've ever done like a juice detox or whatever, and you just get headaches and you're feeling weak for a minute and then you feel amazing.
You see a food commercial and you're like, kill yourself. Yeah.
You need that hit though. It's so true. Like I love that hit of like male attention. I was like, my ego was a little hurt yesterday about something. Yeah. And I texted an ex and then he called me and I like got that hit and it felt good.
What you should have done is lit a fucking candle. So is
you should have hexted him. Come on.
Ashley hates him. Ashley's gonna light a candle about him after this.
Is every spell in here is 40 days?
No. Most of them you do one time. Okay. That is just like this ritual for the committed. It's called attracting a committed relationship.
Okay.
That's one of the only, if not the only one that you do ongoing. The rest of them you just can do. You do like one time, and then maybe you can do it again in a few months. But the one I would recommend, we recommend before doing that 40-day. There's one that's called removing blocks to love. You can knock it out in like an hour. Do that first, because then you kind of like clear your blocks, and then you go. It's sort of like taking a quick shower and then going into this long-term ritual. But most of them you just do one time.
Okay, they still take a little bit of time, right?
Yeah, they take a couple hours.
Well,
a lot of them do.
That's what I like about it. This isn't a quick fix. Like it requires like something that you can do in 5 minutes. I wouldn't really trust that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I feel like there's got to be some commitment aspect of it to even get into a zone.
Totally.
Zone. Oh my God, I missed the zone.
No, it's not like Wingardium Leviosa, you know, like it's not, to me, it's like there's so much internal, actual mental work that goes with it. It's not just like bibbity bobbity boop.
Yeah.
You know, to me,
bibbity bobbity, I'm a hottie.
Isn't that funny? I like that she wrote it rhymed. To me, there's so much mental work that goes through this, like while you're doing this and you're doing it. I mean, I keep saying light a candle. I'm sure there's more.
You do light a candle.
You light the candle, but like there's more, like there's so much self-talk that's going on about like, why am I doing these things? And like somebody said, like, I want a spell to like make my man who's not my man be my man. And I think while I was doing the spell, I'd be like, why am I keep trying to force this person who's not my man be my man? And why am I not looking for somebody else? And why am I accepting so little? Which we always say in those situations, like, why are you accepting something that doesn't really make you feel so great?
Yeah.
Unless there is hope that it will turn out, whatever. I'm not judging people. But for me, at least, there's a lot of mental stuff that goes on while you're doing these things and setting these intentions out into the world.
For sure. And we kind of guide you through how to not push those away. We want you to embrace the hard things, embrace the questions, and as part of the alchemy, right? This part of the transformation. It's so great. I think you'd really like.
Oh, girl, I'm going home and doing this tonight. I'm skipping dinner.
Raina's like, I gave up working out. I'm doing spells now.
Yeah.
No more plants, no more bike, spells only. So Raina can only go ham on one.
I'm gonna go home and chant about getting thin.
There you go.
I wanted to talk a little bit about career success related, and like let's talk about it in broader terms. Like, what do you think are some of the things that hold people back from achieving greatness or achieving success and things like that? Like, can we kind of have a conversation like we just did about relationships, but with career success money? Yeah.
So we do have a wealth section, and my favorite is called "Which Better Have My Money."
I know. I love that.
Favorite. I love that.
Which Better Have My Money? So cute.
I mean, it really comes down to worth. And I think it's the same thing with relationships. And I when I work with clients, I do see that some of this stuff, sometimes you can be really great in one area of your life and deficient in the other. But a lot of times there's similar patterns that will poke up or similar insecurities. So it's good that one's just easier for us to identify, like, oh, I'm a little stuck here. But for me, I think it's like what I tell people about career is that you have to, and you actually kind of said this, whether you know all this stuff, you kind of said it whether you knew it or not, but it's like, what would I be doing and what were the actions I would be taking if I knew what I wanted was waiting for me once I got there? Like, how would I be behaving? What energy would I be holding? I think so many people are like, well, maybe, or I don't want to say it, or I'll jinx it, or possibly this could be the thing that happens. It's like, no, it's that, again, that commitment, that belief that this is where I'm going, and this is that's the only acceptable outcome. And I think, and then you start actually holding that frequency in your body, and you start making decisions from that place, not from the maybe space.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. And I want to validate. I love that you asked that because so many of like, what would you do a spell for was like, I want to find a better job. I want to make more money. A lot like I want to make more money. And I'm not going to get into it, but like there is a lot of scientific studies that show that like once you meet a certain level of finance, actual like increases in wealth don't make you happier. It's like finding a better job. Like people are like, I want more money. But I think what you're really saying, I mean, money's great. But like what you're really saying is I want a job that makes me happy. I want to feel like I have a purpose.
Fulfill what I'm supposed to be doing.
I want to like fulfill. Yes, I want to have a purpose. I want to do something that makes me happy. And I think that like you show up to those opportunities when you feel like you deserve them and you ask for them. And so many people stay in jobs I think that they hate because they're like, well, what else am I going to do? What else do I deserve? Like I'm not good enough to apply for other things. And other people will apply for stuff they have no business applying for, which I've done my whole life. But
I mean, honestly, like I don't want to make but it works. So that insane belief, we literally call it insane belief.
Insane belief.
With ritual, the best way that it works is trying to, when it comes to money in particular or success, try to do the ritual for like one rung above your belief structure. So that's a little bit of a stretch, but it's not like the first wealth ritual you do, you're not going to be like, I want to make $1 million.
Okay.
It's like, what do you think you can do? Like, I think I can manifest 10,000. Okay, cool. Try to manifest 12. And so you just do one rung and then you can do another ritual to get to the next rung, because what happens is you have to experience it. And once you experience that it worked, then your belief level, you raise the cap on what you believe. And so I would try to do like in micro, sort of like these micro manifestations, and then look for the evidence that it's coming. Because sometimes people will say like, will want an X number of dollars, but it might not look like money in the bank. It might look like someone pays for your trip somewhere. It might look like, other ways. And so the universe, I always say it's like none of your business how you get there. Like you just tell the universe where you want to go, and it's none of your business. Like the universe takes care of that, because if I had to, I would have never picked this trajectory for myself as how I got sitting in this chair today.
Right.
Well, we talked about resolutions, and we talked about like to think back to business school, like SMART goals, and like it doesn't make sense to say I want to be rich. It makes sense to like a SMART goal is like they're measurable, they're attainable, they're reachable, etc. So like I want to be rich is not a goal,
It's the feeling.
It's like I want to, like, you have to make small, actual, measurable goals. And so I think that's what you're saying is like, yeah, don't say I want to be rich. Say, I want to make $10,000, which is attainable. So set the goal at 12 and figure out how to work towards that. And I love that.
Yeah. And you'll get directed in certain ways. That's how I started. Like I didn't start manifesting huge things, but now I can manifest like really fast, like insane things, because I believe it now because I've had the experience. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why we have the book with the tools, because I want you to have the experience, because I can talk to you about this for hours. And if you haven't experienced it for yourself, you're probably not going to believe it. Yeah. It's like an opportunity to create it yourself.
That's what I like tell people. Like I was telling my brother about our podcast with Michaela, and I've obviously told him about stuff that I've experienced with you. And it's like, you don't need to believe, you don't like, it's just what your sister said. You don't have to believe in it, but you believe me.
Right.
So like you believe your sister, and I'm telling you that this thing happened. Right. So take it or leave it. You don't like, I don't care if you think it's stupid. This is the proof. So I don't care. Believe it or not. People believe in God. You believe in prayer. Right. You believe in religion. There's really no proof. So it's kind of like, it's all kind of like you believe what you believe, but that's what I think is funny when it's like, I don't know what to tell you. This thing happened. Right. How do you explain it?
Totally. And because more people are having these experiences, I don't know if you know, but spiritual non-religious is the fastest growing quote unquote religion in the United States right now. So a lot of people are having these, like they're seeking, and they're looking for other ways, and they're looking for internalized ways to harness their own power, as opposed to these externalized, like pray to God. It's like, this is a way that you can actually activate your own energy and power. Yeah. That's really real empowerment.
And people are just like becoming like, I just want to, like we talked with Tank Sinatra, I just want to live an honest life. I just want to it's bullshit to think that you can just like run around and do terrible things and then pray it away. That's crazy. Right. I just believe in like the power of treating people how you want to be treated and like being a good person. You know what I mean? Like not because God says I should. I don't know. It's whatever. We thought we can do a whole other talk on
I think that's really interesting and like really correlates with what's happening in the world right now too, where like there's so many terrible things. And I think everybody's like, what can I do to feel better today, to make the world better through just me today? And like, if it's not going to be like praying to God, then like, you know, maybe you've been going to church forever, your whole life. Well, COVID's here and half the United States is burning down. So like, what can I do to make this better right now? And I think to turn inwards and make you the first step is great.
Yeah, I agree. And then you're going to be more equipped to do the actions like you guys do, all the philanthropic work. You know, like if you can take care of yourself, get clear, get aligned, then you can actually have more of an impact when you do the thing to change the 3D or the experiential world.
I love that you said that too, because I started feeling so much more compelled to do philanthropic things once I had my shit together.
Yeah.
Like that's, you help yourself first, you get to where you need to be, and then you kind of have all these like gifts to bestow, I guess.
You
like
gotta put your face mask on first before you help others.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Right. I love that. Okay. Okay. Well, one more thing.
Yeah.
We want to know, do you have any like ritual hacks that didn't make the book?
Yeah.
We kind of know what's coming, no pun intended, but you tell us.
Squirt on out of you.
Yeah. Masturbation is actually
magic.
Jerking off.
What is this magic between my legs?
Yeah. Well, if you think about part of, you know, a good ritual is generating energy, and we're trying to manifest masturbation manifestation kind of situation.
Oh my God, that's a book title right there.
I think we have new merch for me with that. But basically, you've got your chakras down there, your root chakra and your sacral. So that's what you use to create what you want and create stability in your life. So when you're doing a ritual, if you can come to an orgasm and direct that energy towards what you're trying to create, it actually adds momentum and mojo to it.
Oh my God.
The thing is, though, you can't be thinking about like, oh, I'm fucking this specific person. It's really like you've got to keep in mind, it's like you're getting so aroused by the life you want to create. It has nothing to do with like a man or anything like that. That you're bringing that to the table, and everything comes from creation. Everything comes from sex. So you're actually going to be creating what you want through that orgasm.
I love this because I already masturbate to my own success.
Ashley's favorite dirty talk is somebody telling her how great she is.
So this is it. So I feel like Ashley's a straight up witch, and you do all this stuff intuitively.
Well, I am a witch. We talked about it before.
Ashley is a witch. I masturbate a lot. Lately, I've been masturbating a lot. So I feel like what am I masturbating to?
Lately. What you take some time off?
I've been doing 2-a-days.
How are we even fitting all this in?
I do it when I wake up first thing in the morning when I'm a little groggy, and I do it when I get high at night, because can't recommend it enough.
I feel like this is the best thing you just told Raina, because she's thinking like, how can I fit all this in? I got to do my spells and I got to do my workouts, and then you're like, and masturbate. She's like, oh, I can masturbate while I do my spells. Okay, this is gonna be perfect. Like
multitasking. Yeah. So that's the hack that we didn't put in the book, but a lot of practitioners use this trick.
And so the sequel is the
2.0, all the taboo
masturbation.
Stuff. Yeah, manifestation, masturbation.
Well, Kelley, unless you have any final things that we didn't get to, we can move on and have you pull some cards for some dating situations. Okay.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be high stakes.
Kelley, you called this fuck him or keep him.
It was like
fuck him, love him, leave him.
I like fuck him, love him, leave him.
Okay. Fuck him, love him, leave him. Great. Done.
So fuck him and send him packing, or just fuck him, whatever, get yours. Keep him.
No, fuck him means just have sex with him.
That's what we're saying.
Oh, sorry. So
get that D inside
get penetrated, get that D or whatever, get your butt ate, and then whatever, and then that be done with it, or just whatever. Like this isn't your long-term person. Love him, keep him around. This is a good match. Leave him, obvious. So we had some listener submissions and we got their approval because we didn't want Kelley to predict something all willy-nilly like she did with me the other night.
I know. I was like, Kelley, I need your clarity on this guy. And now she's like, be careful about that.
So I had asked
maybe
her,
you don't.
I had asked her something about this guy. And then as I'm asking it, I'm like, I actually don't want to know. But she had already pulled a card and it was not a good one.
It wasn't the worst one.
I was trying to mansplain to her why it wasn't so bad. Okay, I can start with the first email. And we also tried to just pull scenarios that everybody could relate to. But okay, SOS confused with myself and my new relationship. I started dating my new boyfriend near the beginning of COVID. He's great, handsome, driven, funny, accepting of my OCD, and gets along with my family well. Things have moved pretty fast, and it feels right. So she said things move pretty fast, but it feels right. There's just one thing I'm confused about. Certain days I find myself resenting him because I'm thinking about other women. I have never been with another woman, but I worry that if he's the one, I may never get to experience that. I don't think that about other men. I don't want another man. I'm just so curious about being with a woman now that I've found this guy. 3-way, no shot, too jealous. What do I do? Maybe
okay, so
jealous.
This to me is love him, leave him, or fuck
another
woman.
girl. Or have a threesome in your... So I just want to like give credit to her and like how she feels, because like I have always like had lesbian tendencies and I've always like lesbian porn, and I think it is like a real, I guess, anxiety provoker. Like if I settle down with this guy, am I never going to get to satisfy these like sexual fantasies that I have?
Okay, Kelly's pulled the cards.
I know, but I feel like this is so much more complex than our 3 options.
I know, sorry.
It's I would
do you
say
still want to do a reading?
No, I can do it, but as long as are you guys cool if I like deviate from the format and just tell her?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
This is great.
So I would say I just want to validate the true. I feel very emotional for this woman. Actually, I want to validate the true desire to have connection with a woman, and I know that she thinks that it might just be like a sexual connection, but it's also showing like a real deep emotional way that she can be fulfilled that maybe she can't with the guy that she's talking about. And this looks like she might actually choose to have a long-term committed relationship with a woman should she try that route. And it shows that it's actually, we pulled the wish card, which is like actually your deepest wishes being fulfilled. So I don't know if that's what she wanted to hear, but I think you go for it. And
I think so.
And I think this guy is great, but it's showing not the same depth that potentially she might find if she explores opportunities with women. And I think she said that she doesn't want to have a relationship with a woman, but she might not.
No, she said she doesn't want to have a threesome with her boyfriend.
Oh,
yeah, she's not ruling it out.
The threesome is a no. And it's showing like a real emotion. There could be a lot of emotional fulfillment through relationships with women. And then I pulled a card that indicates sort of like marriage.
I think... I just got everything you do. I get full body chills. What I'm seeing also is somebody that just like doesn't want to invite another person into the bedroom willy nilly to like see what it's like to hook up with a girl. It seems like she really wants to explore being with women. And I think for me, sexuality is definitely about the person and not about their genitalia. And I could probably be in love with anybody. I choose men usually, but who knows? But it does sound like she wants to date women and see what that's like, not just have like a one-off experience with her man.
And 100% do not worry about like losing this guy that's a decent guy. Like I feel like she's like, okay, good guys are hard to find. What I'm hearing from her is like, but he's a good guy, and you guys talk so much about how terrible men are, and I found a guy that really likes me, and it's like, it doesn't matter. She will not be fulfilled staying with this guy and not pursuing the woman.
Leave him.
I have another idea. I have a third option, a fourth option. And it's certainly easier said than done. But I mean, I think that you can say to your partner, like, I really like being with you, but I am curious about exploring women, and I'd like to explore dating another woman. Like, would you be okay with me being on a date with another woman? I mean, there's all kinds of scenarios that make people happy, and you never know. And that's like, fair. I'm with you. Like, I think she probably feels exactly like Ashley said. Like, guys are so hard to come by that are wonderful people. I can't give this up. But like, I don't know, maybe he would be open to you exploring things. So you never know.
You never know.
Okay.
Except we know that she's going to end up with a woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Except we actually do know.
Actually, Kelly knows.
Kelly does know. Yeah. Okay, the next one. In a nutshell, a guy I had a fling with fall of last year has forcefully reemerged into my life. We casually dated for a few months last year, but I ended it because he couldn't commit any time or energy to the relationship, and he was just generally a douche nozzle. He then immediately began dating the girl he always told me not to worry about. Highly sus. Fast forward to the summer, he tried reconnecting and began texting me. I'm a smart girl, and I didn't buy it until one day he called. I answered, and we began hanging out again. He had some sort of revelation over the summer about wanting to be a better person, that he knew he messed up, and that he loved me the whole time. I am generally skeptical of the male race, but also something about this seems honest and for real. What do I do? Oh, also, I just graduated law school. I'm unemployed, live with my parents. He's still in law school 2 hours away. Neither of us knows what state we'll get jobs in. Long story short, he has worked really hard for a month to prove himself to me, and I'm tempted to maybe date him again, but also what if I get a job in Siberia?
Leave him. I literally pulled the devil card.
Oh! Oh my God, look at him! Look at the devil!
The devil kind of fucks.
The devil is kinky. The devil is definitely kinky.
I mean, reading it, I felt that.
I mean, this just seems like a selfish person that's like, I'm going to come in and out of your life for as many times as you're willing to let me. I just don't see a lot of like women behaving like this.
Sure.
It's a very male thing.
And also, it doesn't always mean that this is an actual devil of a person manipulating somebody. It just could be that this is what he feels in the moment and he's going so hard to try to get it and he's not. I don't know.
So I can tell you what the devil means in this context.
Okay.
It's the joint.
Ashley likes to explain to the expert.
If you could just let me do that, I'll tell you. I'll actually tell you.
It's saying that their alchemy together as a partnership keeps them both chained to these patterns that are unhealthy and addictive. And that's the energy of the devil card. She shows up as the beautiful angelic temperance card, which shows that she actually has done a lot of maturing and healing. She's actually a very balanced woman. He shows up as like really like I wanted to say a dingleberry.
She said douche nozzle.
Okay, but like he's like a hanger on. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a hanger on.
Yeah.
Oh, you meant dingleberry.
Yeah. Like doing the hand gestures. Like he's actually, and it shows like someone that actually doesn't have a lot of money, that would probably might be in debt, maybe not physically in good health. Like this is not the kind of guy.
Okay, so I love. Raina, shut up. You're doing your spells. You're not going to want any dingleberries in 40 days. So I totally agree. My energy from reading the email was that she's got her shit together.
Yeah,
and she wanted to stress it to us. She wanted to be like, girls, I get it. I'm smart. I broke up with him when he was non-committal. I didn't buy it, but he is saying the right things. Yeah. But
we do want to buy it when we care about somebody.
If she wants to be in a relationship with him, she's going to have to renegotiate the quote unquote contract. So there's an energetic way that they are in a relay with one another, like a relationship that will keep having the same outcome that she doesn't want. So in order to, she's a lawyer, write a new contract. It'd have to be like, these are the stipulations and you've got to hold them to it. But I would say that's only if you desperately
No, he's the devil.
Guy, but we're saying
done with him.
The devil card.
Okay, I love this next one so much.
Next one. This isn't about me. It's about my sister. She was finally in a good, healthy, seeming relationship after years with a shitty man. Sister and this guy have been messing around and sleeping together for about a year, didn't want to be official and actually date because both said they weren't really ready. Well, feelings became stronger and now they both said they're all in, exclusive, just became Instagram official and whatnot. So what's the problem? Y'all, they're roommates.
Y'all? Trish here. They live together,
we
y'all.
almost made it through the whole episode.
They live together. They share a space.
Are they shacking up?
Are they shacking up? Are they sharing a room?
Then she gave a cultural reference I don't understand, but like I get it. Straight Nick and Jess of New Girl in the Flesh. You guys watched that show. Oh, yeah. I guess I'm more curious of opinions on this because it is not something we see every day. At first, I told her not to get involved, obviously, but now that she's happy and they're dating, I'm just going to be supportive. ? Advice, thoughts, opinions. LOL. She writes. So, is it a bad idea for her sister to be dating the roommate, even though they seem like they're pretty happy?
Okay. I would say that living together is accelerating how fast the relationship will move. And so just full transparency to know like what you're ready for. I need a clarifier because hold on.
I'm like keeping my fingers crossed on this one.
That they stay together?
Yeah.
This is like a Casey
out.
Balsham situation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So here's the deal. So the sister... first of all, he looks like a really great partner. He shows up as a king. Like he shows up as someone's emotionally mature, feels passionate about her, etc. The sister will have a positive outcome too, but she has some work to do. She just has some like inner transformational work to do, or else she'll keep on, she might make small things into big things. Do you know what I mean? Or so I would just say to the sister, yes, just be prepared for this to go fast. He's an outstanding guy. And also, sister, be prepared to do whatever inner work comes up with being in a relationship.
Okay. Well, there's just so much to think about with starting a relationship with somebody you live with. I honestly can't wrap my head around. It's a crazy thing. So like, I can't imagine the shit that would come up, especially if I was a little bit younger. Like I would be needing to tell myself to chill all the time. Like,
yeah,
like there's gotta be
I would love this.
So much extra.
You know where you are all the time.
It's just going to go really fast. Like it gets serious really fast. And so, and there's the cards would say there's no real pump in the brakes. So just be prepared for it.
You're right, because there is no like going home and taking a day off.
Yeah.
They live together. And I do think that like it stands to reason that like two people that would want to live together like might have been friends for a long time, might have a lot in common, might have a lot of friends in common. Like it makes sense that you would date. It's just, you're right, there is no pumping the brakes and going back from it.
He looks good though. He looks like a good partner.
Okay.
All right,
Was that against what your intuition
No,
was
I
saying?
felt good about it.
Oh, good.
Like,
I like to validate your intuition.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, let's just do one last funny one. Let's see if you get any energy from this one, Kelley. She says, my man that's not my man still wears Hollister jeans. I feel like that's all you need to know. Please let me know your thoughts. Love him, leave him, or fuck him. Kelley's like, please do not degrade me.
Kelley's like, I'm not even going to pull a card for this, okay?
She's pulling tarot cards for it.
The first card is Abercrombie and Fitch.
Oh, love him.
Really?
Yes. Love him.
Love him in all his stonewashed jeans.
You have to. Okay, this is like a real man. Like he shows up as like a real man.
Kelley, I don't believe you anymore.
He is a really good caretaker. Like it is.
He's putting no energy into his clothing.
Listen, but that's probably a good sign. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean.
that he just like doesn't care.
No, it's good.
And I will
This
say
guy
this.
eats pussy. His energy is in your pussy and also your beehole.
Like, and it's showing that for her, I just love this, that he creates like a real tranquil place for her. Like mentally, she's very calm. And so he shows up as the type of guy that's like going to call when he says, like all the things that make you go insane. Like he's not going to do those things to her. She's going to feel calm and centered. It's showing like a real good match for love, like a mature love. I love him.
Well, she said it's my man. It's not my man. That usually means maybe she's not trying to date him because he wears Hollister jeans.
What is she? I think she needs to give this guy a second look.
Okay.
I love the vibes you're picking up from this, and I feel them. It's like it's a guy that's just like not spending that much time on his appearance
Which is good.
It's good. He's like just energy for other stuff. He's just being a good guy.
And you can like buy him new jeans. You know what I mean? Like, and this type of guy would be open to it because he doesn't care.
Right.
He just wants you to be happy. That's like my husband. He just wants me to be happy, and I buy his clothes.
Yeah. You can change a man's...
That makes me happy.
You can change a man's fashion clothes all day.
It's so easy.
Yeah. So you literally just have to show them what they look like in better clothes, and they're like, "Damn, I look good."
The closer to Christmas, the better, guys.
Yeah, but then she's gonna upgrade him, and he's he might
date somebody else.
Not this guy. He's super loyal.
Kelly loves
no, I love this guy.
You want to date him?
I bet he's a Cancer.
Relax. What if Brandon's listening?
This guy.
Brandon's going out to Hollister. He's like, get some new jeans. He's like, I know Kelly's love language finally. Okay. Yeah. Well, that was so fun.
I know. I wish we had 20 more next time.
Kelley, thank you
You're
so
welcome.
much. Plug literally everything. Tell
so many things.
Everybody where they can buy a sex rock for one. Or do you guys even still have them?
The carnelian?
Or did we sell them out?
Actually sell them out.
You did.
People
we reordered.
Because people still buy the sex rocks from me bringing it up. So you guys can get the sex rock, but we want people to be able to buy the book.
Okay, great.
Anywhere and everywhere.
We're doing a campaign to actually send people to Amazon to buy the book because we're trying to get on some rankers. So you can Google Spells for the Modern Mystic and pre-order or order depending on when this is airing on Amazon. You can shop our store, modernmysticshop.com. And then if you click on experiences, the only way to get readings from me, unless you're like one of my best friends and have a podcast, is to join my subscription service where I do 2 remote healings every month. And then those are the people that are subscribed. They get first dibs on when I open my books for booking. And then the website. Oh, and you guys should come to our virtual launch party, October 7th. It's called The Witching Hour. It's going to be a comedy show. We're going to be doing, we're going to have comedians come as their favorite pop culture witches and magicians and roast each other. So it's like,
oh my God, I will be there.
So Harry Potter is going to be roasting Sabrina, and we're trying to get some, we're fingers crossed for some like cameos. And it's going to be just so fun. So we couldn't do like an in-person thing. So there's going to be a musical guest, and our friend Lace Larrabee is going to be hosting. And I was inspired by y'all's amazing streaming show.
Yeah.
So we're going to have that. So, but thank you. I love you guys. It's just really a pleasure. And just really admire what you guys have built and the awesome community you have. So thanks for including
Well, we
me.
couldn't have done it literally without you. But do you want people, can you buy that at your
So you
store
can buy,
though?
okay, so if it's before September 29th, please buy it from Amazon.
Okay.
And if it's after the 29th, please buy it from modernmysticshop.com.
Great. And if you are, the shop is still open. So if you're
Yeah,
in
if you're in
Atlanta,
Atlanta, we're
Pond City
open.
Market is one of my favorite things just in
awesome.
general to do in Atlanta.
Thanks.
The 3 times I've been there. And your shop is really, really
Thank
special.
you.
And they're keeping it safer than
it's
there's
super safe.
Atlanta's kind of a free for all. Like there's no rules. So you guys have a security guard and everything. It's keeping
everything
it super
is
COVID
on the
safe.
up and up. Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you,
Thank you.
Kelley. You guys go grab that book, start your spells, all the things. You can find everything you need to know about us at girlsgottaeatpodcast.com. Get those tickets for Nashville. They're going to go quick. We are Girls Gotta Eat Podcast on Instagram, Ash Hess, Rena.Greenberg on Instagram, girls_gotta eat on Twitter, and youtube.com/girls gotta eat. And that's all.
You killed it. Have a good week, guys.
Bye.